Shalom. I want to start up by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, Kol Halo Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. I just want to read a couple scriptures. I'm going to read in the book of Nehemiah. I'm going to read Nehemiah 9, verse 6. All right. Thou, even thou art Yahweh alone. Thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, all right, angels, the earth and all things that are therein, the seas and all that is therein, and thou preservest them all. And the host of heaven worshipeth thee. All right, and keep in mind the Heavenly Father owns and controls Satan. Satan works for the Heavenly Father. All right. Another moniker of the Heavenly Father is the King of Terrors, mentioned in the scriptures, Job 18 and 14. And I kind of want to show that, Psalms. I'm going to the book of Psalms, the 147th chapter, verse 4. All right. Again, he telleth the number of the stars. He calleth them all by their names. All right. Now, those stars are actually the chariots of Israel. According to the Illuminati and propaganda, they try to tell you they're all devils. They're just angels. All right. And he calleth them all by their names. They all work for him. All right. And again, in Psalms, the 8th chapter, verse 3, when I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars, which thou hast ordained. The Heavenly Father controls them and owns them. That's why in the book of Job, when the Heavenly Father sent Satan to, afflict Job, Job was a mighty man of the Lord and understood. He said, this is the Heavenly Father, it's the King of Terrors. That's why in the book of Nehemiah, he calls him the great and terrible God. All right. So, Zechariah, the 5th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 1. All right. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. All right. Now those are the stars, the chariots of Israel, angels. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as one on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Now I'm just reading concerning angels. I'll bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and in the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. That's why in the scriptures it says they'll try to flee as if someone escaped a bear and a lion met him. It's because these things can go through walls. And this is after ultimately the destruction of America. All right. So now I'm going to read 2nd Esdras. I'm just bouncing around. I was just kind of thinking, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I'll put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh. All right. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahweh, I'll hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right. So when you get into 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, it goes further into destruction, and in the 15th chapter it says sedition among men, fighting, quarreling, plagues, famine, and all these things are coming to the world. All right. So 2nd Ezra is the 16th chapter, gets a little more in depth. Woe be unto Babylon, Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sackcloth. Now Babylon and Egypt is the same. All right, it's America. Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right, and now I read an article today. Vladimir Putin is certainly going to retaliate against America. All right, because that was an attack not on Syria, it was an attack on Iran and Russia. All right. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May a man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may one quench the fire in the stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. Who is he that could drive them away? That's why in Nehemiah, first chapter, verse 5, he says, the great and terrible God, and he says it again, Nehemiah 32nd chapter, the great and terrible God, all right, because it's his determination to destroy this place, and he is. Fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So it's always been about nuclear weapons, from one side of the world to this side of the world. All right, Russia is going to shoot nuclear missiles at America and destroy it from off the face of the earth. It's going to be that lake of fire. All right, and again, I read an article. Russia is going to retaliate via military force. I read another article. There was an attack on Iran. It was a certain part of Syria that was attacked, and it was actually Iranian territory. So that's why they said it was an attack on Iran. I got to double check it, but I'm pretty sure it's certain, these other news sources. But either way, what is certain is Vladimir Putin did vow that there would be consequences. The articles I read today is saying that Russia will retaliate with military force, and these things are happening. So with that, I just wanted to share a couple precepts. This ain't really the best lesson, but whatever. So with that, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and double honors apostle, elders, gray millstone, who are the holy apostles and prophets mentioned in the book of Revelation, and bless the Akim that are pushing the word in true sincerity. And to all you men of gray millstone, I say, Barakatam, Bahasham Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, Waha, Racha, Kodash, Shalom.